Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. Each week, we talk about whatever is going on personally in our community or in the world at large. We seldom seem to get around to talking about anything churchy or spiritual, and that's okay. For many years at church, we got the sermons about how people increasingly self-describe as spiritual, but not religious, and that always got a collective gasp from the congregation, including myself, because I couldn't imagine not being part of a faith community. But now it seems religious doesn't seem to have space for spiritual or religion. My favorite part about going to church each Sunday was always coffee hour. And that wasn't spiritual or religious. It was simply just great fun. At that time, church leadership was dedicated to the pursuit of excellence, in keeping with the tradition of fine preaching and excellent music. Our service attracted visitors and guests from around the country and from around the world. Coffee hour was a crush of people in Social Hall with a roar of conversation, which caused a din in the room. One had to brace oneself to navigate through the thick crowd of people each Sunday. I often said that if Jesus came to Forth, he would have to elbow his way to coffee hour, just like everybody else. We didn't know it at the time, but apparently we were having the time of our life. We just didn't know it. Looking back, I wish someone had pointed this out to us. We don't share many church stories at coffee hour, but one that comes to my mind recently is one about Elam Davies, who served as pastor at the Fourth Presbyterian Church of Chicago in the 1960s through the 1970s till 1984. Dr. Davies was leading a conference on homiletics, which is the study of preaching. At the conference, he asked the ministers gathered there across the country, "What is your favorite film?" Some shared titles of films from directors Louis Malle, Francois Truffaut, and Louis Bonnat. Elam then asked, "And what do you suppose is the favorite film of your congregation?" Elam got blank stares and then proceeded to answer the question for them in his Welsh accent. "The Sound of Music." I haven't seen The Sound of Music for many years, but the sentiment of that is never far from my mind when Captain Von Trapp says, "I fear that everything lovely and beautiful is disappearing from the world." When I looked up the Sound of Music recently, a character synopsis explains that the Baroness Schrader is considered the villain of the film. The character analysis goes on to explain that unlike most villains, the Baroness is always truthful and honest in what she says and observes. And when she realizes she's lost, she exits with grace, style, and class. Of course, the real villain of the story is National Socialism, and everything lovely and beautiful disappearing from the world is life as they have known it up until now. At coffee hour, we will not be crossing over the Alps to make our escape or speeding away in a motor car like the Baroness, because luckily we live in the United States of America, and for that we can all be grateful. Have we had to make our egress from some arenas in our lives? Perhaps, but that is where the spiritual, but not religious, comes to the rescue. Because coffee hour, like just about everything else in life, continue wherever there are like-minded people who can navigate the room with as much grace and style as they can muster during this challenging time. If you would like to join me for coffee hour, I will put my email in the description, and I'll be happy to send you an invite. And I look forward to seeing you there very, very soon.